Well, the iPhone XS is not just one, but two sizes of display. The 5.8-inch and a new 6.5-inch Super Retina display. This is the biggest display ever on an iPhone. Now, a lot of our customers have loved the plus-size iPhones, so let's put that side by side. You can see it's about the same size phone with a much larger display. So what do you call a phone that's bigger than plus size? Well, we call it the iPhone XS Max. And the Max is an incredible experience. There are two Super Retina displays now, 5.8-inch, 6.5-inch, both OLED displays, both 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio. They're HDR displays. They have tap to wake. They have incredible color management. They're true tone displays, so the paper white looks just right in all the different lighting that you use it. And we've matched them to incredible sound systems as well. Stereo sound, better than in any iPhone to date. Now, with the XS, you get a wider stereo field. We told you last year the A11 Bionic could process an insane 600 billion operations per second. Well, the A12 Bionic is able to process 5 trillion operations per second. Now, the A12 Bionic is a complete system on a chip. There's memory controllers, storage controllers. The Apple-designed storage controller in the A12 Bionic can now address twice as much internal storage as previously. So now you can up to 512 gigabytes of internal storage if you want. That's a half a terabyte on your iPhone in your pocket. That's enough for over 200,000 photos stored on your iPhone. It is incredible. It is a remarkable new dual camera system. It has a 12-megapixel wide camera, a 12-megapixel telephoto camera, and an even more improved true tone flash. That 12-megapixel wide camera has a new sensor, a larger sensor with bigger, deeper pixels. But increasingly, what makes incredible photos possible aren't just the sensor and the lens, but it's the chip and the software that runs on it. And this is so true with iPhone photography. In fact, when you take a photo, it's capable of doing 1 trillion operations on every photo you take. We have a brand new feature we call Smart HDR. So let's say you're taking a picture and the camera recognizes you're shooting a subject and the subject's moving. You go to press down on the shutter and you get a picture instantly. It's called zero shutter lag. What the A12 Bionic is actually doing is shooting a 4-frame buffer so it can capture that critical moment. But the A12 Bionic is doing even more than that. It's also capturing secondary interframes at the same time. And those interframes are shot at a different exposure level to bring out highlight details. And it's doing more than that. It's shooting a long exposure so it can get better shadow detail as well. And when you're taking that picture, it's analyzing all of those, finding out how to match up the best parts of each and merge them into one perfect photo. That's Smart HDR. It is a breakthrough, and it makes taking photos easier than ever and to get beautiful results. This is a breakthrough in photography for a smartphone. So when you take the picture with portrait mode, and then you go into the Photos app, and you tap Edit, you're going to see a new slider on the bottom. It says Depth. Right? Yeah, someone said no. Get ready for this. Because, and let me blow it up, you're going to have to watch two things at once. You're going to watch the depth, and you're going to watch the background. You can, after taking the picture, adjust the depth of field from f1.4 to f16. And the background is changing with it. Let's do that again. We're going to slide the depth of field and watch the background as it changes the depth of field of your photo. This is done after you've taken it. This has not been possible in photography of any kind of camera. This is something that iPhone can now do with the power of the A12 Bionic chip. And this is a new era of photography. One thing we've had requests for is dual SIM capability. Well, some of you know what this is for. For the rest, here are some reasons people want dual SIM. Some people want 2 phone numbers on their phone. There may be a home number and a work number. Some want 2 different plans depending on the region of the world they're in and what they need. And many of us like to travel and want to keep our local phone number, but may need to get a data plan in the region we're in so we can have access to fast data there. To do this into iPhone XS and XS Max, we built a technology called DSDS, or Dual SIM, Dual Standby. This means that you have both phone numbers there in your phone, waiting to get the call. Whichever one gets it becomes the active line. And the teams work to make sure in the software that the fact that you have two different phone numbers is understood, and you can name them home and work, primary, secondary, whatever. And then throughout the user experience, you'll see that a phone call is coming in on a certain line, and you know how to deal with that.